Hey folks, welcome back to the Offgrid workshop. My name's Nigel. In this video, something a little bit different. This is our Offgrid trailer that we use for stuff like trade shows, things like that. And we want to make this a sort of electrical power generator for whenever we go to trade shows, and also we're going to be using it for the workshop here. But we're going to put nearly 1,000 watts of solar on the roof and have a system that we can use that when we're at trade shows. We can plug it into our Victron system, and when we're here at the workshop we can also use that, just park the trailer near the workshop and make use of those panels rather than them just sitting on the trailer and not being used. So we've been looking at the best way of mounting these panels. So I've shared in previous YouTube shorts and on our TikTok and Instagram as well. We recently got three 305 watt panels from Victron, and they're fairly big. They're like 1.6 meters by about a meter, and so they'll pretty much fill this entire roof on this trailer. And the trouble is that the roof is fairly flimsy. It's got some aluminium sort of extrusion that runs across those cross members, but if I just flex them, it's quite a lot of flex in it, and it's very thin. I think it's actually steel, galvanized steel, this inside here. But I just wasn't happy with mounting the panels directly on this. Partly also, I think eventually it would wear through the fiberglass roof. And then also, it's just, I don't think that's the best way of doing it. So I wanted it floating above that. Obviously, because of the size of the panels, we need it to be very secure, and so that we can pull the trailer behind a vehicle and it doesn't come off and go through somebody's windscreen or something like that. And so this is how we have opted to do it. So essentially we've got a couple of pieces of aluminium flat bar like this. This is pretty substantial. I think it's 6 millimeters thick, and I think it's 150 mil by 1600 mil. So it's just short of the width of the trailer. The trailer is 1.8 meters wide, but these are pretty much the length of the solar panels, I believe. But the idea is we're going to mount these. I'll just go up and show you. The idea is that we're going to mount them. I'm just going to rest it on there just to demonstrate, but I'm going to mount it on the face here, in that gap between these two things on either side. I'm going to bolt it through this extrusion here, but with enough space sticking out so that we can then put some 40 by 40 aluminium extrusion that'll butt up against this, bolt through this, and we'll have 4 pieces of aluminium extrusion that'll run the full length of the trailer, and then the solar panels will mount sideways like that, horizontally, perpendicular to the extrusion running across. So there'll be 4 40 by 40 aluminium extrusion that will offer support for the panels, and obviously keep them from blowing away or anything like that. And it'll also be just above the fiberglass roof, so not a lot of room underneath that, won't add much height to the trailer, and I think it'll be a pretty solid way of fixing these on here. So we're going to crack on with it. Alright, so we've run a bead of Cycloflex all along here, and we're going to put this flat bar on here just with 2 holes and tighten it up, then we'll drill out the second 2. And there we go, that thing is mounted and it's solid. I mean, it's a big substantial piece of aluminium flat bar, so it's not going to have much give in it at all. And this whole structure of the trailer is pretty solid, all of that, how it really doesn't flex much. So when we get the extrusion on the inside of that going right across, it's going to be a very good base to mount the panels onto. So I'm pretty happy with how that's turning out. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. Got these corner brackets mounted there. Got 2 holes drilled there. So each piece of extrusion is going to be held with 2 M8 bolts on each side. And there's going to be 3 extrusions, so 1 on each end and then 1 in the middle. Alright, this is the progress so far. So we have these extrusion attached using those angle brackets, 3 rows of extrusion, and we are putting in the panels here. So got the second panel in using just standard Z brackets like that. So here we go. 915 watts of solar. Just connecting it up now. Got these two wires. They're going to go into that gland inside and then into an Anderson connector. But yeah, pretty good. There's a bit of flex on this extrusion, but overall pretty pleased with that. Pretty much filled this entire roof. So here's where we've got to. So we've got the cables coming in there. Panels are all connected in series. Cables coming into here, into an Anderson, and then we've got an extension running here. So we had a show, and in here, and then obviously this is our system. Currently late in the day, getting 140 watts. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with the setup. So this same system is what we'll use in the workshop as well. So use the same extension and then run it round to the trailer just outside the workshop. And there we have it, folks. 915 watts on the Offgrid trailer. And this is mostly what we're going to be using to supply our workshop here. So we're going to be running a wire just out of the trailer into our barn here where our workshop is, and make use of all those panels when we're not actually at shows. And then obviously when we go to shows, then we're going to have absolutely pumping solar. And we're also going to put another array up here, just a stationary array that will be oriented to a good orientation for just catching the sun generally through the year. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully that's been helpful and or entertaining. We'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.